Welcome to the B. Andrews Radio Show, coming to you from central Wisconsin, a little town called Hancock. You ever get a chance to go to Wisconsin, drive through the town of Hancock. Won't take you very long to get through the town. We don't necessarily have hi and bye on the same sign, but if we did, it would be appropriate. I'm your host for today. I'm Eric Hambrock. Your other co-host is on the other side of the microphone, and he is John. Say hi, John.
Hi.
And what a beautiful day. Last week, at the end of the week, the weather was 90 degrees, probably 80-some% humidity. You walk outside, you were just sweating like crazy just walking outside. But today, we're looking at a high of 62. We're looking at a humidity level, I think, of 57%, or maybe just a little bit lower. It is beautiful outside. Absolutely beautiful. If you are in central Wisconsin, get outside on this wonderful Tuesday and enjoy the weather. If you're at work, well, let's just say it stinks to be you. So anyway, what we're going to do today, Sunday of this week past was Father's Day. And we didn't do anything last week for Father's Day. We're looking forward to doing a lot of things during the week. And so we covered the show that we did last week because that was a subject matter that we wanted to cover. But this week we want to take a look back and take a look at Father's Day, some Father's Day traditions. I think today we're going to take a look at the history of Father's Day. We're going to also take a look at some Father's Day gifts that are really supposed to be the top of the gifting chart, and we're going to take a look at some dad jokes. We're also going to have Fatman and Bobbin. Ooh.
Be careful there.
Yeah, I got to be careful there. I'm sure there's a copyright thing I could, get in trouble for. But we're going to take a look at Fatman and Bobbin. We're going to have an episode from that, and that is definitely also a little bit of a memory of Adam West, who recently has just passed, the original TV Batman.
The chalk eyebrows and
and the cape and cowl that he wore. Every little guy my age, we wanted to have one of those, and
with the chalk eyebrows too.
With the chalk eyebrows on top. Here's the thing: if you look at it really close, now that I go on YouTube and I watch little snippets, clips of the original Batman on TV, and I look at it, and as I'm watching him, Adam West, trying to act behind that thing, I notice he's having a really hard time blinking. It's so tight to his face, like his eyes won't open up all the way. And now that I think about that, it's like, no, I really don't. I'm good. I don't need to try to wear one of those.
There's an interesting note there. So, like, if you look at the new Batman mask, like they do Batman's eyebrows, and he's like always scowling.
Yes.
Like, the old Batman always looks like he's surprised. He's like, ooh. They're like exactly opposite of the way they used to be.
Well, I think is cool in Batman, the animated series that came out in the 80s. He's wearing 90s. Sorry about that. You look at the cape and cowl, but whenever it puts him in the shadows, his eyes get wider and I'm thinking,
that glow, they glow white.
Really? How did they do that underneath that cape and cowl? That is amazing. You can do anything with cartoons, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much anything with cartoons.
Pretty much anything.
Anyway, I'm so glad that you tuned in the show today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you get a chance, join us on Facebook. You'll find us at the name B. Andrews, first name B-E, last name Andrews, A-N-D-R-E-W-S, and be a part of the show. And one of the things that we're really wanting to know when we do the Fatman and Bobbin and some of the commercials that we've done, such as Depressia, and right now we're working up another commercial. When we do these things, we just like to hear back from you. Did it make you laugh? Do you find it funny? Maybe even, some ideas, toss them around a little bit if you want to, see if it's something that maybe we would like to work with back here in the studio. But be our friend on Facebook and chat with us. Also, I would strongly encourage you, if you have a prayer request, something maybe you'd like for us to help you pray about, we would be more than happy to lift you up in prayer, share prayer requests on our wall. We are part of a faith community here, and we're so glad that we are. And we are thankful that we are people who believe and are followers of Jesus Christ. We are unashamed of that. So as being followers of Jesus Christ, if there's something troubling you and you ever say, man, I want to reach out to somebody, who would I get to pray for me? Maybe you have your pastor, your priest, where you are that would pray for you, but feel free to reach out to us too and say, hey, could you guys just pray for me? We would love to be a part of that team lifting you up in prayer. So anyway, moving right along with the show, we would like to start off today with talking about Father's Day and the history of Father's Day and where did it come from? We celebrated it just last Sunday. It usually is like the third Sunday in June. It immediately follows Flag Day. I noticed that. Flag Day is like June 15th. I think that's set in stone. June 15th every year, that's Flag Day. But Father's Day this year was Sunday, June 18th. And I didn't know off the top of my head, it's one of those holidays that I really am not that familiar with. I don't think, so I gave the assignment to John to look up the history. I don't think it came into vogue before Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day was first. So Father's Day is kind of, we honor our mothers, and so then it was like, hey, maybe we should honor Dad too.
It was actually exactly like that.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, and I was just kind of guessing.
They brought out Mother's Day.
Okay, so what you got?
We should really have something like that for dads too. And it seems like it's whoever invented it, if you will, because you can invent days, I suppose. But whoever invented the day, it looks like that's a little bit, in question. Different people claim that they did it, blah, blah, blah. It kind of depends on who it caught on from, who's responsible. Like that's the instance that it grew from, because, Harry C. Meek claims to have come up with it in 1915. There was one in 1912, one in 1911, different people around the country, trying to get it started. But the establishment of the one it actually grew from was June 19th, 1910, celebration held in Spokane, Washington by Sonora Smart Dodd.
Excuse me.
What?
That's Spokane.
It's not pronounced Spokane?
No.
So
not if you're from Washington.
So what do they do with that E on the end of that?
That is an excellent question, but it's Spokane.
Spokane? Can I say Spokane?
You can say whatever you want. Just letting you know, for anybody watching us out on the West Coast,
Okay,
I know.
fine. Okay.
It is.
I believe you.
Say Louisville.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway. I actually know where that name comes from now. Anyway, Spokane, Washington by Sonora Smart Dodd. Her father was a Civil War veteran and a single parent, raised 6 of the kids there. She was Presbyterian, and she, with the help of her pastor, was able to get several of the other pastors from the community to basically have Sunday Father's Day sermons given and to honor the fathers. And that's supposed to be where it actually grew from, was from out there in 1910.
So this is the origin of this is actually from the West Coast? Is that what they're saying?
Yes, correct. Now, there one in West Virginia, the lady that invented Mother's Day, I think her name was Jarvis.
Invented Mother's Day.
Yeah, had a Mother's Day service held. In honor of mothers. There was another one over there that was held in 1908. Actually, directly after Mother's Day, there was a service held over there. It didn't catch on, and one of the big reasons it didn't was because it was one of the whole reasons it was held was to remember the fathers that had been lost in the. I'll have to look it back up here. Where's that at?
You're going to tell me that it's in reference to some war or something. Is that what you're getting ready to tell me?
No.
Fathers lost in
the Monongah mining disaster.
I know nothing about this mining disaster.
Well, it was in December of 1907.
A little bit before my time.
Yeah, a little bit. But just a tad.
Just a tad.
But just a tad. Killed 361 men, 250 of them being fathers, and leaving about 1,000 fatherless children in the area.
So now this was West Virginia?
This is in West Virginia.
All right.
And because of that, that specific service didn't catch on because it was completely overshadowed. That service was held on July 5th. So there was festivities going on July 4th for Independence Day that overshadowed it. And there was another death in the community of a young girl that overshadowed it. And so it kind of got lost in the shuffle. But it was to mourn and remember the fathers of the area. And that was July 5th, 1908, Fairmont.
All right, so you got these two things going on. You got one 1908, happens in West Virginia. 300 men, over 300 men, is that good to say, were killed in a mining accident. And so big memorial service was held on July 5th, 1908, West Virginia, in order to honor these men. But it doesn't catch on. And so out on the left coast, now in
2 years later,
in 1910, there is a group of services start on Sunday by a Presbyterian attendee. It's the daughter.
Smart Dodd. Yep.
Okay. And she gets her pastor and other clergy in the area to do sermons based on Father's Day, and that's the one that's supposed to catch on.
Yep. It falls out of vogue between like the 20s and 30s. She comes back and tries to start it up again. Believe it or not, the people that actually stood the most behind it, which makes sense when we get to our list later, was the merchant men of the area was standing behind it because obviously they stood to gain a lot in the way of sales.
I see. So you have another holiday, and now because of a holiday, there's gift giving, and when you have gift giving, merchants go,
yep, pretty much. And because of that, it was
come on into my shop.
Really? Anyway, because of that, it doesn't really catch on. It's kind of infamous. People kind of crack jokes about it, are very cynical about it, that the only reason why you want this is to sell more junk and stuff. So it actually is not written into law. There's not a presidential proclamation until Lyndon B. Johnson in 1966.
Wow.
And then 6 years later, it's made a permanent holiday under President Richard Nixon in 1972.
My goodness, that's in my lifetime. Yep. This wasn't proclaimed a holiday
national
officially
holiday
until 1972.
Yep.
And I'll tell you the reason why. And it happens in our church. This past Sunday, we had a wonderful, wonderful Sunday worship service at the Hancock Wesleyan Church here in Hancock, Wisconsin. And people and we had a couple of things going on. First, Emily, part of the B. Andrews Band for the past 3 years. She's out of the band right now, pursuing her own career in theater. She has had her high school graduation. She's 18, graduated from high school, and very good. Thank you very much. And actually, congratulations, Emily. I should say thank you. That applause is not for me. One more time, a polite round of applause for Emily Hambrock. Graduation, everybody. There we go. I'm telling you, totally awesome.
Drink it in.
And so Emily, we had her graduation ceremony. It was a part of the Sunday morning worship. But as we were doing, we take time at our church to have a time of prayer and praise is what we call it. So if you have a note of thanksgiving and praise or a prayer request, we're still small enough congregation that we take the time to let people share. And a lot of those that were sharing praise was saying, thank you for my dad. Thank you for my dad. And it got very emotional. And then my own daughter stands up and says, I just want to thank you for my dad, and breaks down and starts crying. And I'm very humbled that she would publicly say that. And I'm telling you, that's the basis for why Father's Day has taken so long to catch on, is because us guys are going, well, it's what we do. being a dad is a part of what we do. To get praise for what I'm supposed to do. Well, I mean, I thank you, but I don't need that. Just love me and, hey, can I have a cake for dinner? That's cool. I mean, you know, it really, it's so humbling. It's so overwhelming I'm not there to have the praise, you know? And I think most guys feel that way. It's kind of awkward. You can tell me what you think about that on Facebook. We're going to take a coffee break right now. And so go and fill your cup. Come on back because you're listening to the B. Andrews Radio Show.
As our story opens, we find our didactic duo in the man cave, where the biometric Bobbin is doing palpated push-ups to accompany his new dignified dietary program.
Bobbin, what are you doing?
It's called exercise, Fatman. It goes with my new weight loss program. Ugh.
Is this the new fad taking over Gotham?
Sure is, Fatman. It's a complete program, including suggested exercise and dietary supplement pills.
What is this program called?
The Wigglesworth Weight Loss Workout.
Wait a minute, Bobbin. Come here. Step on these scales.
As Bobbin steps on the scales, the floor beneath him begins to creak under the strain. Just as the floor gives way, Bobbin heaves himself onto the scales as they plummet to the depths of the man cave below.
It's just as I feared.
I know. I told you needed to reinforce the floor underneath the fat scales.
No, Bobbin. Let me see those pills.
Fatman takes the pills and places them under the mass spectrometer and makes a shocking discovery.
This pill contains a compound that enhances the body's super-lipo-alterative magnification, also known as SLAM.
Bobbin gives Fatman a blank look.
They make you fat.
Flaps! That explains what happened to my toes. I haven't seen them in weeks.
Who, Bobbin, is the proprietor of this program?
Why, Mr. Wigglesworth himself. He's the instructor in all the videos.
I think we need to pay Mr. Wigglesworth's gym a visit to the Trans Fatmobile.
Will our adipose amigos find the culpable culprit? Will Bobbin find his malleable metatarsals? Join us next time to hear Bobbin say,
Sparkling spandex, Fatman. Does this suit make me look fat?
We'll have to get you some Spanx. So welcome back to the B. Andrews Radio Show. And by the way, need to give a shout out to my niece, Kimberly Derby, Kim Derby. And she asked me a question when I say things like, hey, go get a refill on your cup of coffee. I'm empty. I'm going to go get a refill on mine. She asked me the question. They happened to come up from the Cincinnati area. They're visiting with us up here for my daughter's graduation. And so I got asked the question, do you really drink that much coffee in one show? I mean, are you going out and getting another refill, and are you actually drinking it? And the answer to that question is yes, we are. Both John and I are sipping our cups of coffee while we are doing the show. We're doing our best. Okay, go ahead. Okay, that was John. Proof about John's cup. Okay, my turn. Everybody, you ready? Well, that's hot.
I'm not sure they could hear that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it any louder. That was hot. He just poured my cup just before we came back on, and it's like, wow, that's hot. I just burnt my tongue, man. I've never first on the radio show. There you go. This is the first time I've burnt my tongue. Cups up, everybody. Cups up. So anyway, a shout out to Kimberly Derby, and by the way, another kudos to Kimberly Derby. I'm not going to live that one down.
She listens to this too.
I know she listens to the show. So get ready for applause, everybody. My niece, Kimberly Derby. It's stuck now. I can't get this out.
Kim.
Derby, my niece, Kim, for a perfect 4.0 in her scholastic year last year. Everybody, please applaud. Yes, thank you. Thank you. She deserves it. Absolutely fantastic. I'm very, very proud of her. And, of course, her sister also deserves, Amberly, who happens to be here. She likewise deserves platitude for her graduation, which happened back in the month of May. So, Amberly Derby, this one's for you.
Laud and plaudit.
Yes. All right. Well, we wanted to move along here, and as we're talking about Father's Day, so, in the history of Father's Day, there were the merchants that wanted to push the holiday along, and that happens in so many of our holidays. I mean, Christmas, instead of celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, I understand gift giving. God gave us his son, Jesus Christ. And so we take that the next step and we do the gift giving also. And the true story of Saint Nicholas, the saint who would do the gift giving to the poor that were in his area. And so this tradition of that time of the year doing the gift giving, but the merchants have just hijacked Christmas. The merchants have hijacked Easter, another Christian holiday. So now there is nothing about salvation and Jesus Christ and the cross. It's about, hey, here comes Peter Cottontail and get somebody an Easter gift. So the only one I think that's not been hijacked by merchants. Are you going to do that while I'm doing the show? Seriously? He's about ready to shoot me with a rubber band, everybody. I can't. Okay, he got me. Anyway. Things that happen in studio should stay in studio. Okay. But is Thanksgiving. I think they don't know how to do Thanksgiving because the whole holiday is about giving thanks. So, but Father's Day, as you heard in the previous segment, is the history of Father's Day. Was being pushed by merchants so that people would give fathers gifts. And it is a tradition to go ahead and get dad a gift on Father's Day. So I put John back on assignment and I said, hey, what are the top Father Day gifts he hit me again, everybody. What are the top Father Day gifts that are out there? Go ahead, John.
Rubber bands.
You are not getting any more of those.
Anyway, so these are the expected totals and numbers for the amount of money that was to be spent on this Father's Day 2017.
Expected.
Yes,
explain.
in the United States. So they were last year it was like about $117 that was spent on fathers. This year they were expecting it to be about $119. So they're expecting an increase per individual of spending. An expected total of spending here in the United States for Father's Day gifts was $13.3 billion.
$100? People are spending
119.
People are spending $119. Who is spending $119 on their dad?
Apparently not you. Anyway, so automotive accessories was expected to take in $592 million on automotive accessories.
So buying dad tools or things that are related to automobiles.
Yes, correct. So the fancy seat covers and the fuzzy dice, I guess, would be in that list too.
Okay, air fresheners in the vents. All right.
So
is that a hint to dad? Your car stinks.
Your car smells.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, personal care items. So shavers. What else would be on that list?
Dear Dad, your beard is scraggly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nail clippers. All sorts of things like that.
Whoa. I mean, now that's a personal statement there. Okay. Dear Dad, clip your nails.
That's yeah.
But dads don't look at those gifts like that. They look at them and go, oh, I could use that.
Like any tool. So personal care items was expected to bring in $707 million.
Whoa. Okay.
Yep. These are actually the small numbers so far. Sporting goods, $710 million. So, I would imagine that would account for all guns too. So like shotguns, hunting rifles.
Oh, wow.
Fishing
I was
poles.
thinking of elbow braces, knee braces, ice packs.
Those cooling pads.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah, that is in the sporting
Ibuprofen
goods.
was probably about like 3 million of that at least.
Probably.
Anyway, home improvement and gardening tools, 755 million.
Well, nothing says like get to work on the yard like a new rake.
Here, honey, happy Father's Day.
Here's your new lawnmower.
My hedges need trimming.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, gift cards or gift certificates. Now here's our jump, 1.8 billion.
Okay.
So basically like the quick, like here.
No, that's where the siblings get together.
Watch
What are we
Chili's.
getting, Dad? I don't know what we're getting, Dad. Get him a gift card.
No. That conversation's more like, I thought you got data. No, I thought you got data.
All right, everybody, $10.
Just pick him up a Chili's gift card.
There you go.
Yeah. Clothing matches that at 1.8 billion, and this includes the classic necktie.
Okay.
Yep, is included in that. An electronic gadget such as a tablet or GPS, 1.7 billion.
Oh, a GPS. I noticed how they singled that out. Dads, are you getting lost?
Wow. Well, I imagine that goes with like the GPSs that they use for like hunting and stuff. Like the
No. That's sporting goods.
Oh, you know what? That's
would
a
be-
gray area. I wonder where they.
That would be sporting goods.
I guess it depends on who you buy it from.
Yeah, right.
I guess that depends on
So these are the ones that are bought in technical shops or electronic stores or out of the electronic sections. So these are the GPSs, and I can just see this now. This is to the wife. If you're not going to ask for directions, here, take this.
But and this is actually like a really cool statistic here.
All right.
You want something that'll warm your heart?
All right.
So, 2.5 billion is the top expected number.
Area that's being spent.
Category for money to be spent in.
Okay.
And that is on being for people that will spend it on a special outing, such as a sporting event or dinner. So quality time with dad.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's sweet. Isn't that sweet?
That is really, really sweet.
That's nice.
And I know for a fact, one of the guys in our church told us that on Sunday morning he was not going to be able to be there because all of his boys got together and bought him tea time so that they would all go out golfing together. And the only tea time that they could get was at 9:30 a.m. because all the other tea times were being taken more towards later morning and afternoon after church.
You mean like top of the morning, 1 lump or 2 tea time?
No,
Cream or
we're
lemon?
not. We're not British here. Our pinkies aren't raised. We're not talking about TEA. We're talking about manly TEE. Okay, where you put the ball on the ground on a little wooden peg and go 4 and smack the snot out of it. Yeah, that kind of tea time.
Oh.
All right. Well, running low again on my Go Juice. That's another word for my coffee. So going to get a bit of a refill here. And you go do the same. And when you come back, we're going to talk about dad jokes. You're listening to the B. Andrews Radio Show. We'll see you in just a minute. Ow!
Happy Father's Day.
Well, there's a guy I know, so let's call him Joe, because he's a real good friend. He wants to start a fight when things aren't right in this world that we're living in. So it says to him, Joe, I know that you know that fighting never pays. So instead of a fight when things aren't right, why don't you start with a quarter parade? Na, 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 na. Sing the quarter praise. Na, 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 na. Sing the quarter praise. There is a simple truth that folks don't understand. Everything that happens in our lives comes from God's own hand. Everybody has a choice that they can make every day. You can choose to ignore what comes from God or sing the word of praise. occurred to me how things might be when this world comes to an end. It won't be long till we're all gone and standing up in heaven, and then we'll have no fear when we get there, 'cause with the angels we will raise to my Lord a song that starts with this chord, a song that starts with the chord of praise. Welcome back to the B. Andrews Radio Show. That's it, young man. I'm getting me a rubber band gun, and I'm getting me a Nerf gun, and I'm bringing it in, and I'm just going to sit over here and shoot you the next time it's one of your segments, and you're supposed to be giving, like, the history of, or something like that, and I'm just going to be pelting you in the back of the... No, I'm getting an airsoft gun. That's what I'm doing.
I have a couple of those.
Yeah, I can't find them, but... I'm serious, man.
I'll be honest. I keep like a secret weapons locker kind of thing for my airsoft guns. So.
Oh, okay. So I'll just go out and buy me one. I'm bringing it in, and that's it. I'm just shooting you. But so anyway, welcome back to the B. Andrews Radio Show. On this side of the microphone is Eric Hambrock, your co-host. On that side,
it's the guy shooting him, John Hambrock.
There you go. Wow, you better be glad we're friends.
And together we are.
Andrews. There you go. We are supersonic.
Unite.
We just bumped fists. You couldn't see it, but you could hear it. There you go. Totally cool. And hey, we hope that you're enjoying the Fatman and Bobbin episodes. We're having a good time in here. And let us know what you think of the show on Facebook, and just kind of be there. Hey, we also do a thing with a what do you call that thing that I do? A poll. That's it. I do a poll, and each week. So answer the poll question, and yeah, I know. Okay, don't make a comment. Answer the poll question and listen to the show. And we really could use your help. We're trying to increase our listenership. So if you could share the show with a friend, we would greatly appreciate it. If you enjoy the show, just go, hey man, you ought to check these guys out. They're a lot of fun, and they'll get you talking about something other than politics or Donald Trump or what's going on, Democrats, Republicans, blah, 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 blah. Keep your eye on Washington, D.C., but get your mind off of all that junk and get it focused on other things of life, such as dad jokes. Now, there's a thing that people think dad jokes are corny, but dad jokes aren't corny.
Dad jokes are corny.
They're funny.
Well, they're corny.
They're really, really funny. And for little kids who are trying to understand their dads, this is like the best jokes that you could pull off. Like, here you go. What time did the man go to the dentist?
I haven't heard any of these, by the way.
He went at 2:30.
That's awful.
2:30. It hurt. What time would you go to the dentist? When you're 2:30.
You're gonna defend that?
Absolutely, I'm gonna defend that. I would even yuck at that a little bit now.
No.
At this point in my life.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I would. Hey, there was one guy that said, my dad literally told me this one last week. Okay? Hey, did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers?
No.
Yeah. They said he made a mint. You don't get it, do you? What? See, dad jokes aren't for the kids. They're for the dads who tell them.
That's even worse. Let's see.
Oh, here's the classic. The kid says, "Hey, Dad, make me a sandwich." And Dad says,
"Poof, you're a sandwich."
See?
I've heard that one. You know the one I always get? I don't know if it's on that list, but the one I have always heard since I was very little was, "Dad, I'm hungry." "Nice to meet you, hungry."
I'm Dad.
You suck. I'm trying to tell you that I want something to eat.
One of them say, go ahead, I'll let you do this one and say, "Hey, I was thinking."
You want me to say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
"Hey, I was thinking."
Yeah, I thought I smelled something burning.
Ouch. Ooh. Ouch. I'll have to remember that one. That one sounds more like an uncle joke.
Yeah, use that one on the guys.
I'm an uncle.
There you go. Hey, do you know how to make a Kleenex dance?
No. Oh, yes. Oh.
Put a little boogie in it. Give me that night fever.
Long sigh.
Oh, there was this one dad. This kid reported about his dad. Every time they passed by a graveyard, his dad say, "Hey, you know why you can't bury me there?"
The kid would say, "Why?"
"'Cause I ain't dead yet."
Really? That's bad. And just for a matter of the sake of being literal, you could still actually bury him there.
Oh, man.
And if he keeps telling jokes like that, it could be for the
Very
betterment
soon.
for the betterment of society.
It could be a lot sooner. That's back to that thing about me in a wheelchair and you with the remote control. I mean, that's just not happening.
That's
man.
a good idea.
That is not going to happen.
Fantastic idea.
That is not going to happen. I mean, down the middle of I-39. No, John.
Hit the nitrous.
No. Anyway, one dad said, "I used to have a job at a calendar factory." Go ahead.
What am I supposed to say? Good for
What
you.
happened?
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I got fired because I took a couple of days off. You yucked.
No. Is not.
You
is not
yuck.
a yuck.
Yes, you did.
That's
Yes,
not a
even
yuck.
if it was a horse yuck, you yucked.
A horse yuck?
Yeah.
What's a horse yuck?
It just went. That was it. You know, horses do.
No, that's not a. That's
Yeah, they
not
did.
A yuck.
Okay. And last but not least, I had a dream that I was a muffler last night.
Okay, again, what am I supposed to ask?
Well, we're in a conversation. Say, "Hey, I had a dream that I was a muffler last night."
And?
Yeah. So, man, I woke up exhausted. Oh, John.
I'm glad you're getting such a kick out of these.
Again, dad jokes are not for the kids.
And it's because I don't have a
It's
kid
for
that I just don't find it
dads
funny.
to
huh?
amuse themselves that they told it.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's why I just don't get it, huh?
Right, obviously. So anyway, that's our little segment here on dad jokes. We hope that you had a great Father's Day. We hope if you were a dad that you got an opportunity to spend the time with your wife, that you got the opportunity to spend the time with your kids and just to get to enjoy them and the family. If you were a sibling, I hope that you and your other siblings had an opportunity to dote on your dad just a little bit. Even though it's awkward when our kids do that for us, it's an honor and it's fulfilling that they care that much about you, that they're willing to say these things to you and to do these things for you. We need to do that more. Our families need to get a little stronger than what they are. I'll say a little bit about that, but we're going to take a break at this time. And as we do, get your cup refilled. Our cups are up, but I got just a little bit more to drink here, so I'm going to get a warmer. You get a warmer, or whatever it is that you're drinking. Enjoy it, and come back in just a few minutes because you're listening to the B. Andrews Radio. Back to the B. Andrews Radio Show. As we conclude today's show, I just wanted to also do a little shout out. We, B. Andrews, are going to be at the Baptist Church of Bright coming up here this Saturday, which is June 24th. It's the Baptist Church of Bright. That's the name of the church, located in West Harrison, Indiana. And even though it's West Harrison, Indiana, it's just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you're down in that particular area, we're going to be at the Baptist Church of Bright in West Harrison, Indiana, which I believe is I think it's still inside the I-275 loop. I'm trying to remember there. But anyway, that's where we're going to be from 4 to 8. We'll be in concert. Lord willing, the weather helping us, it's going to be outside. There's going to be hamburgers, hot dogs. I believe they're going to get popcorn maker and all that kind of stuff's going to be going on there. The idea is to bring in some kids. It's going to be youthful, contemporary. The church is trying to reach out to some people into the community and say, hey, we're here, make a little noise, shout, come check out our church. And we're there to help them make a little bit of noise. So if you're in the area, bring some folks out and let's have a great time. Again, the Baptist Church of Bright, West Harrison, Indiana, June 24th, 4 to 8. As we conclude today's show, we just want to wrap up and talking about Father's Day and families. Dads are so important. I had the wonderful privilege this particular Sunday to do something I've never had the privilege of doing before, and that is my dad was in my church on Father's Day, and he and I got to spend Father's Day together. Over the past almost 30 years, I have spent my Father's Days by myself, and my kids have doted on me, but I've had to call my own dad, and I had the honor, and it is truly is an honor to look at my church congregation, introduce them to my dad, and to say, here's my hero. And he really is. And as we conclude today's program, I just want to tell the whole world how much I love my dad and that he is my hero. And I am not ashamed to say that, Jack Hambrock, I love you, man. I love you, Dad. Thanks for listening to the B. Andrews Radio Show. Tell your dad you love him. And come on back next Tuesday. If you're in Cincinnati, come out and see us on June 24th. And we'll see you next time right here on the B. Andrews Radio Show. God bless. Bye, everybody.